Hello again, everyone, and welcome back. This is Veteran Mountain Man, and so today I want to talk about the rout of Antifa last weekend. And everyone keeps talking about how this was a great win for free speech, so on and so forth, without really talking about what it is Antifa is doing. Now, for those of you who are familiar with some of my discourses on the regressive left and the leftist philosophy here in America, most of it is a form or a push of a type of cultural Marxism. And the technique that Antifa is practicing is a very popular part of cultural Marxism, created by a man named Herbert Marcuse. And Herbert Marcuse is one of the essayists of A Critique of Pure Tolerance. That is a book that houses 3 essays and some discourse about the idea of pure tolerance, and all of the writers of A Critique of Pure Tolerance come from the Frankfurt School of Marxism. I'm going to give you a quote here from Marcuse's Repressive Tolerance essay. Here we go. Quote, "Generally, the function and value of tolerance depends on an equal prevalence in society in which tolerance is practiced. Tolerance itself stands subject to overriding criteria. Its range, its limits, cannot be defined in terms of a respective society. In other words, tolerance is an end in and of itself only when it is truly universal, practiced by the rulers as well as by the ruled, by the lords as well as by the peasants, by the sheriffs as well as by their victims. And such universal tolerance is possible only when no real or alleged enemy requires in the national interest the education and training of people in military violence and destruction. As long as these conditions do not prevail, the conditions of tolerance are loaded. They are determined and defined by the institutionalized inequality, which is certainly compatible with the constitutional equality. By the class structure of society. In such a society, tolerance is de facto limited on the dual ground of legalized violence and suppression, and all privileged positions held by the predominant interests and their corrections." So, basically what he's claiming is that his type of tolerance cannot exist in a society where a military service and police force is necessary. So, by definition, Antifa is trying to create that society by suppressing everyone else in order to create a world where we don't need police and military structures. Now, this right here is utopianism at its worst. And this repressive tolerance of which Antifa is striving with is trying to destroy the social norms that have created the society of tolerance that we have. Now, this is just a single section of A Critique of Pure Tolerance, and it is commonly known as No Free Speech for Nazis. Now, below, I have got a link to Marcuse's original full essay, so you can read it in its entirety, as well as a link to marcuse.org, where all of his writings are available, as well as several others of his family, who are all Marxists. And I will also include a link to the Karl Marx and Engels archive down below. If you want to discuss this in further detail, Please feel free to leave a comment. I respond to comments fairly regularly, pretty much every day. If you like what I'm doing here, please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you'd like to help sponsor this, please come on over to patreon.com/Veteran Mountain Man. There's a link below. Give $1 a month. That's $12 a year. It'll help fund me doing this, help fund me get access to additional documents, sign up for repository access, things of that nature, to do more in-depth research. Also, feel free to come on over to minds.com/Veteran Mountain Man. Subscribe there, engage me in political discourse, debate, discussion, comment on what I'm posting, whatever you want. I'm fairly big on free speech. I don't block anybody, so now if you do get abusive, I will ask you to move along, but I won't actually block you because that's just antithetical to what I'm doing here. Thank you all again, and have yourselves a lovely day.